Hey everybody. Welcome to another episode of this fun podcast. I don't know what to call it. I still don't know. I'm still thinking of the name. It is what it is. Uh Maybe I'll come up with a name once I get like more more people watching. More people like gotta watch this video before I can think of a name. Anyways, I like talking about media. I like talking about games, movies, whatever. So let's just talk about a few games I've been playing. I have finally finished the Capcom game Pragmata. It it's a good game. I think for a new game from Capcom. It's not a sequel. It's something completely original. I like the gameplay of it, and I think it was a very good step forward for this new franchise that could spark more sequels. My only hang up I have with Pragmata is kind of the story. I didn't really care or feel much about Diana and Hugh in the story. Uh, they just kind of start off already perfect and happy. The beginning of the game, it focuses on these group of people who show up to the moon. They want to see what's going on. They have not gotten any contact from the moon in a while on Earth, so they go there to see what's going on. Uh, and shit happens, and then they're all either killed or separated, or whatever. Hugh finds Diana, who's with what she calls a pragmata, which is like a cyborg, basically, or whatever, synthetic life, or whatever you want to call it. Uh, but during that, he kind of keeps saying I'm not a kid person. I'm not into kids. He's not interested in having kids, right? And he is uh he like knows Diana is a robot as well. Like she's not like a living person. She's a synthetic being or whatever. And yet he still talks to her as if she's like a child, like as if he's already accepted a father figure role to her. So it just didn't really feel earned when the game started to show some conflict where it's like, oh, uh they don't really even allude to Diana being like a faulty robot or whatever. They kind of say it offhandedly by the end, but it's nothing of great significance. It's like, okay, she was like the first iteration of this robot. The main antagonist, 8, is like the real threat. That's like this is like the actual successful Pragmata, and yet she's doing all this fucked up shit. Meanwhile, Diana is more caring and all this stuff, but they don't really lean into the disparity between 8 and Diana to kind of give you a meaningful build up by the end. It just didn't work for me story wise, and then it was just like, why is Hugh already emotionally invested in Diana? There has been nothing throughout the game where there was some kind of drama. I'm gonna silly comparison, but when you play DK Bonanza, DK is paired with Pauline, Kid Pauline, whatever, and there is more of an emotional connection between DK and Pauline than there is of Hugh and Diana. Now I know there's a lot of online discourse about Diana, which is kind of it's kind of silly, but I just think Diana's not that interesting of a character, and she's kind of too one note. I wouldn't say that she's terrible or that she doesn't have cool moments or wholesome moments or whatever, but it didn't give me anything when you compare it to other stuff that kind of has a similar pairing with these kind of characters. So it's just kind of a weak narrative, but the gameplay is great. I love the puzzle hacking mixed in with real time action. It's like when you see it, it looks very complicated and too much. But when you play the game, it actually does feel natural. Like for a while, it took me so long to kind of get used to dodging, hacking, whatever at the same time. But you really start to pick up on it the more you go. And there's other ways that you can make it easier too. So I really do like that the game kind of has a very unique design that I think a lot of developers would shy away from, because I do think on when you describe it, it sounds very convoluted or complicated. So I think it accomplishes that. The boss fights, uh, they're good. I think that there are some good boss fights. I did not like the lunar digger worm boss fight. I thought that was too tedious and not really fun. But there were some good boss fights. I kind of wish there were more, or that they had more varied designs. They all kind of blend together. But I do like the enemy designs. I think the enemy designs are fine. The normal like robots that you fight look very creepy. I do like that there is this kind of horror aspect to Pragmata, but it's not a horror game. I wouldn't say it is. But it's unique. It's a very unique game, and I think that to me is what really makes the game very uh, satisfying to play. Is that it's just it. You haven't played a game like it in a while. Like I do think it's genuinely a very original idea that's unique. That I do think that games have been missing for years. Like there's not been a game that kind of done something like this for a long time, and I think Pragmata really succeeds at doing that. The music's pretty good. I'm hoping that they put out a full on soundtrack so I can actually listen to the music. But I do like the soundtrack of the game overall. I like the style, like the visuals. It uses the RE engine pretty well. It's a solid game. I think I don't know if I would necessarily say it's better than RE9. In my opinion, I think RE9 might be a little bit better. But this was a pleasant surprise, and was kind of what I was expecting or hoping from this game. I just wish the story was a little bit more involved, if you will. So that's Pragmata. I don't know. I played Tamagotchi Life, and it's been pretty fun. It's been a fun little side game. But I've been wanting to go back to Hades 2 because they added a lot of stuff to that game since they released it on console now. I did the Hypnos dungeon that they threw in, which is really cool. I like that it does shuffle the game up, and it's kind of like a new dungeon to kind of explore. I think it's really cool that Hades 2 added like three different uh uh dungeons or areas that you can kind of explore. You have the surface, the underworld or Tartarus, and then you have uh the Hypnos level, which isn't really huge, but it recontextualizes a lot of stuff, which is kind of neat. But that's like end game stuff, which is kind of nice. I like the added illustrations to the challenges in uh in the game. It's nice. It's a nice reward because I think before the rewards weren't really that enticing, but now you get a nice like illustration of what you did. It's really nice. I like what they added to the game. But Hades 2 is an all timer for me. I loved Hades 2, so this was like a no brainer for me. Uh, I picked up Guilty Gear Strive again because they added the Blazing Pass recently, which is just another version of the Battle Pass. It's solid. I don't know how I like about how it divvies out rewards. I feel like that I'm just not getting enough rewards. I don't know. I find myself like not having patience to kind of grind to get all the rewards because I want like all the rewards I wanted like instantaneously, basically. Because I want that Eno costume that they had in the battle pass. I wanted the all of the short stories. The short stories are really neat. If you're a Guilty Gear head, I think it's nice. I think it is kind of funny that people I when they announced this, people were like, "Oh, it's just gonna be wholesome little side stories or whatever." And I would argue, I think that's what it was always gonna be when they announced it, because I don't think it would make sense to have a very compelling action story like you would want be delivered this way. I don't think people would want that. I think that would be very frustrating. I think relegating it to like just character like talking points or whatever, I think was a better decision. That way it's like there's no like, oh, I need to buy the battle pass to get the story or whatever. It's more good like side story for Guilty Gear fans. I do like them. My favorite one is honestly the Unica and Bridget side story. I think that was kind of nice, and I like the characterization of Unica. I think it makes her more interesting as a character. I know there's a lot of issues with Unica and Guilty Gear. Like the anime doesn't really do a great job developing her. The game kind of just doesn't do that either. She just seems just kind of like, oh, she's there. But I've always felt with characters like that, just give them more stuff to do in the story. Like I just don't think we should just write off the character immediately because of a mediocre anime and just a basic story mode in an arcade ladder basically. Like I just kind of think we should just do more with the character to flush her out more than to just write her off, you know. But that's just my opinion on that. They did say, I think Arx is at some point said they have more that they want to do with her, but I don't know what that means. And I'm also just gonna say this. I swear, every year, every like because they do this massive like survey interview portion, whatever. I want to say like either near the end of a season, beginning of a season, something like that, whatever. Or whenever they do these major surveys, they always talk about adding stuff that they never do. Like I think at one point I heard someone say like, "Oh yeah, they want to do another like DLC story for Strive where it revolves other DLC characters that they added, but that has yet to like come out or have anything to do with it." So it just sounds like that these are just like casual ideas that they have, but nothing concrete yet, which might mean that this might be stuff that they're thinking about in like a future Guilty Gear game. I don't know if they're gonna use it for like this game. You know, I don't know if they're gonna do another massive like story DLC. I would love that, but I feel like they're gonna just want to do that for another major release instead of just stacking Strive with more story. I wish they did. I do think that like the story mode in fighting games are kind of overlooked because they could be campy and corny and stupid, but I think that's fine. I think it's okay to have a stupid fighting game story kind of being layered on, and I kind of like Guilty Gear story a little bit more than like others. The only fighting game I liked story wise was Skullgirls, but we all know what happened with that. Uh, so that's what I've been playing recently. I need to get back to Damon and Baby. I like that game, and I never I never went back to Damon and Baby. Uh, but what else? I feel like I played another game, but I don't think I did. But whatever. Let's talk about some stuff I've seen. I saw the movie. Now let's get into the movie talk. Then we're getting into what I kind of want to do. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go straight to the letterbox thing that I want to do. So let's go here, and then we'll pivot to movie talk. As you can see, I'm gonna get my little drink here. I'm getting a little parched. As you can see, I am on Letterbox. I use Letterbox. My Letterbox account is theodoesstreams. I used to use it a lot more, and I kind of want to use it again because I like just talking about movies. But when I first used this, I did make a ranking list of Studio Trigger's greatest hits. Now, it's been a while since I've touched this, and I want to move it around and maybe add some stuff. Because they did add they did do like Delicious in Dungeon, so I'm gonna add that uh, if it's here. Uh, Oh, it's they don't have delicious in dungeon. Oh man, come on, come on. I wonder if I put Studio Trigger, if it's gonna like just show up. But it is a It is a TV series, but they have a little bit of a game. Well, whatever. I mean, they do have TV series here, so I don't know. Oh my god, maybe they use the Japanese name. Yanjin Meshi. Okay, let's see what. Okay, it is there. They changed it, but whatever. Okay. Uh, so let's just go down the list, and I'll move it as I go about. Gurren Lagann. I'm just gonna say it. This might be their best. I mean, this is back when they were with Gainax, by the way. So it's not like literal Studio Trigger, but people who worked on Gainax moved on to Studio Trigger, or they moved on to Kara. But they, Gurren Lagann, like those people moved on to Studio Trigger. So that's why I included it here. It is still number one. It has the best story. The series I think is really good. I know they did like abridged movies that added some new stuff to it. I would say watch the movies too, but the definitive experience is the show. I think the movies are good and they're fun, but the show, I think you will feel more about the events that go on than in the movies. So if you were to ask me, go with the show, watch that, check out the movies later. Witch Academia, I have to move this down a little bit. Honestly, I think number two, uh, is oh my god, I hate these ads. Yeah, Dungeon Meshi. Now this is advanced screening. I didn't go to the advanced screening. I watched it on Netflix when they released like normal people. It's good. It's a really good show. I love the comedy and I love the character designs. When I watched season one on Netflix, I immediately wanted to read the manga. Uh, I've not done that for manga in a while. Like I think it was that Jujutsu Kaisen, uh, Chainsaw Man especially. That got me reading more manga. Uh, Reading that, oh man, I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do for season two. I love Dungeon Meshi. It's a great story. I love the characters. Everything about it, all of the designs, all of them are all good. I love Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon. Check it out. It's on Netflix or whatever. It's really good. It's a really good show. I'm dying for them to announce the release date of season 2. Like I am like itching for it. Uh so number 3 I guess right now is Old Witch Academia. I kind of want to rewatch it a little bit, but I've rewatched it enough times. Uh I do like it, but I will say I don't want to say it's getting outmogged because I feel like that's being overused, but I do think Witch Atelier is kind of like getting me to be a little bit against this. Not that it's bad, but it's a little irrelevant because that's not Studio Trigger either. Witch Academia is kind of fun. I like that story a lot more, but man, I don't know if I would keep it there. Uh, because it is kind of wholesome. I do like that it's not like a chosen one story, and it's not like, oh, Akko is a secret genius or whatever. Like everyone gets to shine in Little Witch Academia. It's not just one character. The drama with it is really good. The emotional gut punches are very solid. So I think I'm gonna keep it number 3. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I like this anime. I think it's a good adaptation. It's probably one of the best video game adaptations. Because it focuses on like characters that are not in the game to begin with. And it's a much more interesting story. Uh, I've said this so many times when they announced Cyberpunk 2027 and this anime. I was only hyped for Cyberpunk just for this anime alone because I love the style of it. I love the theme song, so I think this is gonna stay number 4, and I think it's like a very solid story overall. Gridman, I have to say, my opinion kind of soured on this a little bit more. I kind of kept forgetting about it. It has good aura and hype moments, but the story, not so much. Promare is good. I kind of think Promare and BNA kind of share the same problem and have my same level. Definitely better than Gridman, so that's gonna definitely be below those two. Uh, I kind of would bump BNA up. I like this. I like the style of BNA a little bit more, and I like the characters a little bit more. Michiru is a cool character. So yeah, Promare has one good scene that I really like. It plays the song. Oh my god, it's been so like Superfly. I think is the name of the song. Good song. Uh, Space Patrol Luluco. I okay. This is definitely better than these. It's a stupid little mini series. It's fun. It's a fun little cute story that's silly. Uh, Painting and Stalking. Okay, this is moving up. Oh yeah, they did a new one too. New panty. Yeah, there it is. Uh, let's move that up. The new I like the new one a lot. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. My only problem is as everyone else has said, uh, there's too much stalking stories in this one. Not that it's like I'm that it's bad necessarily, but I don't really I never really cared for Panny. I'm all about stalking. I think I switched it up. There's too many panty stories. Oh my god, this sounds way worse. But Panty's the name of a character, okay? Okay, come on. Uh, but yeah, there's too many like panty stories, and I didn't really care for. They're fun and fine, but I always like stalking as a character. I liked knee socks a lot more. I kind of like Scanty as well. Scanty and knee socks are like the devil versions of these two characters, basically. Uh, I do like New One a little bit more because I like that Nisox and Scanny are now part of the main group. So you see more episodes with them. So that's why it's a little bit more like higher up. It's just above Painting and Sucking just for that alone. But these are like kind of funny little shows. I do kind of feel like this one aged a little bit worse than New Painting and Stalking. Painting and Stalking, like, not that I wouldn't say it's not funny, but I do think that a lot of the humor is kind of like, and they definitely had to redesign garter belts, because garter belt in the original kind of had a very sus design. But other than that, like there's other problematic things with garter belt, to be honest. But whatever. There's a lot of problematic things within Pain and Stock if you include the manga as well that they did for it. But just enjoy this show for what it is. It's a solid show. It's a solid show. Kill la Kill. This I would always argue is the weakest in Studio Trigger's lineup, but I every time I rewatch it, I kind of like it more and more. So I'm just gonna move this further up. It's better than these. I think this is a good place to put it. Uh, it might go above Cyberpunk, maybe, but Kill la Kill is still an overall underrated gem to me now. I I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's my favorite of Studio Trigger, but it is still a blast to watch. Like I still enjoy it all the same. So it's way better than what I gave it when I said before. So these are the movies. As I said, they're not as good as the show. They have good moments. The stuff that's new, that's added, is really good. I love in the I think the I want to say the lights in the skies are stars is like the no. I guess Childhood's End is the one that came out before. I so like there's like two like arcs and two major arcs in Gurren Lagann. There's one where the main characters are kids fighting Lord Genome, the Spiral King. Then the second half is like them fighting the Spiral Nemesis or the Anti-Spirals, whatever. Uh, I think Childhood's End is the first part with the Spiral King. Then the Lights in the Skies are yeah. That is better than Childhood's End. I will say, but I like the beginning of Childhood's End. I do like that it shows the original conflict that the Spiral King was kind of like involved with, and it explains how he drove humanity underground. I like the stuff they added. Uh, but where would I put it? Because I wouldn't say it's on the bottom. I don't think that was fair. Like that I put it there. Uh, I would say it's definitely above these. I think it might just be under Kill la Kill. But this one kind of is pretty good. I love this one a little bit more. So this goes a little bit higher. The ending segment I think is the best. My only criticism with the ending is that in the show, a lot of the characters died. There were a lot more deaths in it, which upped the stakes of that conflict a lot more. Not a lot of people died in the movies, which kind of take away a lot of the emotional gut punch that the original ending had. I think the show had it right the first time doing that. Leaving almost everyone alive except for Keaton and Kamina is kind of silly. Like, you have the episode where Simone is stuck in that fake reality and he gets snapped out by Kamina. In the show, it's like you see Kamina, Keaton, and then everyone who died along the way. It's like, damn, like you feel that emotion. In the movie, it's just Kamina and Keaton, and it's like, okay, like watching the movie, that felt so empty. I was like, man, that's kind of disheartening. But you get a cool ass fight scene after that, though. So I mean, the movie does have its own hype moments, but the show, as I said, it still outclasses it, just narratively. But the hype moments in the movies like do hit hard. They also had stuff in Childhood's End as well that was kind of cool, but again, there you have it. So this is my updated list. Let's save this. Now let's go to the letterbox homepage and just go through the movies. Loved Weapons, but this is not a recent movie. I saw Project Hail Mary. It was all right. It was a solid movie. Wouldn't I wouldn't say it's my favorite sci-fi movie. I thought it was overall solid. It was a solid movie. Megalopolis is kind of funny. It's a silly movie. Uh, Not great. I wouldn't recommend it, but I enjoyed watching it. Presence is solid. Oh, these are movies that like people I follow on here watch. And I don't think that's like a good whatever. The drama was good. I liked it. I liked how it navigated through these like very troubling talking points. So I like the drama. It's solid. Did not see Zootopia. Did not see Zootopia 2. I saw the first one though. Did not see Zootopia 2. Housemaid fucking sucks. Okay. Can I like do bigger? Okay, this is probably the best. Housemaid is a garbage movie. Housemaid single-handedly made me believe Sydney Sweeney cannot act. I don't think she's a good actress. This movie just kind of cemented that for me. I don't know if I would say she's the worst actress, but she's not good. She was not good in that movie at least. Maybe she's good in other stuff, but Housemaid is not the movie, and it was very bad and generic and boring. It was just not good. You knew the twist the second the movie started. Like, not a good movie. Uh, 1 star. I gave it 1 star. I think that's a little too kind, if you ask me. All Her Fault, I think, had a good idea going in, but this is a TV series. It had a good idea going into it. But it was just kind of I talk about Chainsaw Man and Rize. I rewatched this movie. I love this movie. This movie is probably my favorite movie I have seen in the genre of animation. Uh, Dude, like the beginning of the movie when you start seeing Reze going through her path to work the first time, I was like, oh my god, like the ending just flashed in my mind. It was like, oh my god, and it is so painful. It is so painful, and like there is a lot of drama between Reze and Denji on multiple layers, and it it's so emotional and sad. Like I was like, okay, yeah, like the first time you watch is very straightforward, and like you get it, but oh man, man, I love this movie. Okay, this isn't really current to what I've seen, to be honest. uh, Hokum I've seen recently. That was a good movie. There were some parts of it I don't think was as strong. Like they kept trying to make a is it allegory, but a connection between the main character's relation with his dad because of an accident. He accidentally like killed his mom by accident because he was playing with his father's gun. The father blamed him, and they got estranged and all that stuff. They try to make this kind of connection with the story in the movie he's trying to write, and it's good. You get the idea, but it's just not as strong. Because I kind of didn't understand like the point of the story he was writing necessarily. I understood like the emotional gist of it, but not like I don't know. It just seemed kind of underbaked, but it was solid. It was a solid movie. I liked that it kind of led you to believe there was a witch, but there really wasn't. The only thing I will say, they didn't need to do, there was a scene where the bellboy comes. This is a spoiler for the end, by the way. Uh, but the bellboy comes and says, "Hey, I actually like drugged your alcohol, so you're probably hallucinating all this stuff." And I was just like, "Did we really need that?" Because then it got me wondering, like, so what actually happened? What happened to the guy that was like in the basement? Like, I didn't quite understand like what was real at that point. Like it just seemed a little too extra for me. Like I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe on a rewatch I'll have a different opinion. I saw the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie. The Super Mario Galaxy movie, I guess I should say. That movie was not good. I think I liked what it tried to do. Like it tried to have more stuff going on, but a lot of the conflicts and stuff that they introduce just kind of get resolved pretty quickly, and it doesn't matter. Bowser being friends with Mario, I think, was really stupid. Just it would have just been better if it was just like that they wrote Bowser was conniving and manipulating them to let him out instead of him being a genuine friend and then realizing he's actually their enemy. Like I that twist was kind of dumb. Uh, it was an overall slop movie. The first movie wasn't like great either. Uh, but I don't know. I kind of am going all over the place, but I did not like Mario Galaxy at all. It just kind of cemented my disdain for it. Let's see, what else did I watch? Let's see. Did it go under activity? Oh my god, excuse me. Okay, can I just go to films? Let's just go to films. What? Security check. I don't know what that was about. Security check? Really? Send Help. Okay, this was a good movie. I liked Send Help. It was fun. I liked the buildup of it. Uh Great movie. I enjoyed it. Sam Raimi did it again. She just didn't. I'm not watching that shit. That bullshit. Okay, can we just or just release? Just show me release. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. Uh okay. Did I see any of these movies? I did see Mortal Kombat 2, not planning on that. I did see Hoppers. It's fine. It's a fine movie. I do wonder what was changed and what was the original story. They say that like around when Trump won the presidency, they toned down the environmentalism message of Hoppers, and I wonder what the original message was gonna be. So I just wonder what it was gonna be versus what it turned into, because I sometimes was asking myself in the movie, like, I kind of feel like they were gonna change this regardless. I don't know. Because I can't imagine them ending the movie with like anything crazy. So I don't know. I don't know what the original cut was gonna be. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Uh let's see. Taibo Mario Galaxy 2. Gary was pretty good. I like Gary. Gary was pretty it was a pretty good special. I didn't expect to be dropped. But it was pretty good. I like Gary. It was good. Uh Sinners was pretty good, but I think I talked about Sinners before. X-Day was pretty good. I went in with like low expectations, and it was actually pretty fun. I liked the movie a lot. It tied a lot of the themes pretty neatly into the core aspect of it. Uh, I did see the Kill Bill, the extended cut or whatever that they did recently. It's funny. I never really cared that much about Kill Bill in terms of Tarantino's work. I always thought it was just kind of like it's fun, but it's kind of like you kind of get over it. This is gonna be a hard pill to swallow, but I think having it be cut into one long movie made the movie better. I kind of think that's the best way to experience the movie. They also added an extended anime scene that was done by like a good animation studio. I think Production IG. And that was cool to watch. But yeah, overall, I liked it more this longer extended cut, which is insane because nobody would want to sit through that. Uh, but I did, and it made me like the movie a lot more. Uh, so as far as this is concerned, from what's here, I think I talked about all the movies I've seen recently. I didn't see Roommates. You know the one movie I wanted to see was what's it called? What was the movie called? Slanted. This was like this horror movie that was like either done by the same people who did Substance or whatever, where like they did an operation to like look different or whatever. It was a really weird movie. I didn't think it was gonna be good. I bet it was gonna be a dumb movie, but I kind of wanted to see that. Oh, the Bone Temple. The Bone Temple is pretty good. 28 years later, Bone Temple is pretty solid. If they end the because somehow people are talking about them not doing a third movie now because of the performance of the second movie. If that's the case, that is a good movie to end on. It has an emotional ending that does feel finished. Like it, I wasn't saying like, oh, there's all these unanswered questions. I mean, there's stuff that they could do. But if this is where it ends, I think this is a good ending for it. But I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I was there for it. It's definitely better than 28 weeks. I can tell you that much. And I used to like 28 weeks, but I hated it now. I watched it again, and it's not good. It doesn't hold up. Uh, Interstellar. Oh, why are people talking about Interstellar? That's not a good movie. All right, I think that is it for Letterbox, the Letterbox segment. So that's the movies I wanted to talk about. Uh, oh, you know what? I did see another movie. I did see a movie. This is a very controversial movie. It is called Salo. I only watched it because Bob Odenkirk did a Criterion Collection video or whatever, and he said it is like how it's a very emotional, powerful movie that will make you only want to see it once, and you wouldn't want to see it again. And when I hear that, I always get curious about it. And lo and behold, I watched it, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I would want to watch this movie again. It's a good movie. I liked it. It goes into places that are very like challenging, and it doesn't feel uh grotesque. Like I mean, it's kind of grotesque, but it doesn't feel what's like superficial, exploitative. Like it doesn't feel uh like you're gonna feel nasty. Look at this. Oh, like it doesn't feel like it's trying to get a reaction. It plays in a way that it doesn't feel exploitative. It doesn't feel like it's trying to poke something out of you. It's more about like the dynamic of what is going on between these like fucked up people that are like like fascists, and all these people that kind of don't have any freedom in this situation. It's awful, and I do think that like it conveys that very well. They said it's almost like an interpretation or an adaptation, whatever, of Dante's Inferno, because you go through the 7 layers of hell, and you kind of do that with this movie. Like each chapter is named like something very specific that goes on. So it does have some artistic intent with what it's showing, but man, I can't say this movie is a movie you'd want to watch again. But it's one that will definitely get you like more engaged with what it's showing and what it's trying to say. So I do like the movie, and it's a very artistic movie too. Like I will say like this is like what art is. It gets it these kind of emotions and thoughts. So it's a solid movie. I really liked it for that. But man, it's the amount of people I can recommend it to is very small. I saw this other movie called Good Morning. I only heard of this movie because I think they interviewed Paul Dano about like movies or something, and he said, "Oh, this director is like very good, one of the best movie directors of the century or whatever." So I was curious as to what was Good Morning all about. It was a good movie. It's very wholesome, very uh 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 warm. Like, going from Salo, which is like brutal and like dark, to go to Good Morning, it's like, oh wow, finally. Because it kind of just deals with gossip and uh neighbors and all this other stuff, and it's very interesting, and it's very good. I really loved Good Morning. Uh and it got me to kind of want to watch this director's other films. So maybe I'll do another video talking about another film of his. But Good Morning is really good. I do recommend it. It is a movie from the 1950s, but it holds up, and it's really good. I love the movie. It's very wholesome and kind. That's I think the movies that we need more of, obviously. But yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. I recommend Good Morning if you haven't seen it. It's on HBO Max if you got it. But it's also part of the Criterion Collection, I think. But yeah, Good Morning is very good. It's a very solid movie. Highly recommend that. Uh, I think that's where I'm gonna end this little podcast, if you will. Uh, and I'll let you know what else I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna be reading manga as always, and I'm gonna be current on other stuff. Uh, Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Uh, Bye.